Before we jump into today's story, I want to ask you something. Have you ever worked somewhere so isolated that if something went wrong, no one would hear you scream? If you're into eerie, unsettling stories that stick with you long after they end, then you're in the right place. This is Story Vault, and we release brand new mysterious and horror stories every week. So if you enjoy this one, make sure you subscribe. All right, let's get into it. At 3:47 a.m., the radio on the oil rig crackled, and a voice said, "You're not supposed to still be alive." If you're new here, my name is Aaron, and this is the story of my last shift on Rig 17. Rig 17 sat in the middle of the North Sea. No land in sight, just black water, steel platforms, and wind that never stopped screaming. I took the job because it paid well. Too well. The company never explained why turnover was so high. They just said, most guys don't finish their contract. I thought that meant burnout. I was wrong. My first week on Rig 17 felt off. Not dangerous, not broken, just wrong. The crew was small, 8 men total, all of them older, quiet. They didn't joke, they didn't talk about families, they didn't ask about mine. They barely looked me in the eyes. On my second night shift, I asked one of the engineers why nobody ever stayed long. He stared at me for a long time, then said, "Because the rig remembers." I laughed. He didn't. That night, I heard footsteps on the deck above my bunk, slow, heavy, dragging. But when I went up to check, the deck was empty. The next morning, I found wet footprints leading from the helipad. Straight into a wall, no prints coming back. I told myself it was condensation, somebody messing with me. But the crew started avoiding me after that, like I'd done something wrong just by noticing. On night 4, the alarms went off at 2:13 a.m. Pressure spike in one of the sealed lower compartments. I was sent down with Marcus, the rig supervisor. The elevator rattled as it descended into the lower levels. The deeper we went, the colder it got. Not mechanically cold, wet cold, like walking into a cave. When the doors opened, the lights flickered. The pressure gauge was normal, no leaks, no damage. Marcus muttered, "It's waking up again." I asked him what he meant. He wouldn't answer. As we turned to leave, the intercom crackled. A voice came through, not the dispatcher, not any crew member. It said, "Why did you come back, Aaron?" I froze. I had never told anyone on the rig my name yet. The intercom went dead. Marcus grabbed my arm and pulled me into the elevator. "Don't answer it," he whispered. That night, I dreamed I was standing on the edge of the rig, looking down into the ocean. Something massive moved beneath the surface. Not a creature, not a shape, just a shadow that didn't belong in water. When I woke up, my hands were covered in oil, thick, black, cold. The sink in my cabin was clean, no oil anywhere else, just my hands. On day 7, one of the crewmen didn't show up for shift change. Name was Thomas. They found his boots by the railing, still warm, no body, no blood, just his boots. The company helicopter never came. Storm delays, they said. The rig went into lockdown that night. No outside contact, no satellite, no radio, except at 3:47 a.m., the rig radio turned on by itself. Static. Then Thomas's voice crying, "Please, it's dark down here." We rushed to the lower compartments. Nothing, no one. The radio cut off mid-scream. The crew started panicking. Marcus finally told me the truth. Rig 17 wasn't the first rig on that site. There had been another, 20 years ago. A blowout, fire, structural collapse. Most of the crew died, the rest vanished. The company sealed the site, then built Rig 17 on top of it. He said, "Something down there survived." The next night, the ocean went completely still. No waves, no wind. The rig lights dimmed, the intercom crackled again, This time, it spoke to everyone. "Send Aaron down." Every crew member turned and looked at me. Marcus shook his head. "They always ask for one," he whispered. "They don't stop until they get him." I refused. They locked me in the control room. At 3:47 a.m., the floor started vibrating. A low hum rose through the steel. Oil began seeping up through the seams. The walls started sweating black. The door unlocked by itself. The radio turned on. My voice came through saying, "You can't hide forever." I ran down the maintenance stairwell, into the lower compartments. The lights flickered. The air got thicker, hotter, wetter. I heard breathing behind me, not human. The stairwell ended at a sealed bulkhead door. It opened on its own. Inside was the old rig. Rust, collapsed beams, charred walls, and dozens of names carved into the steel. All crew members, all past workers, including mine. At the center of the room was a pit. Black oil bubbling like it was boiling. Faces formed in it, screaming, reaching. A voice rose from the pit. "We remember everyone who works here. We keep what we're given." Hands grabbed my legs. I fell. Something pulled me under. Then everything went black. I woke up in the infirmary. The rig was normal. The crew acted like nothing happened. Thomas was back. Alive, working, no memory of disappearing. The storm was over. The helicopter came. They told me my contract was over. They said, "You survived your shift." I quit. I went home, tried to forget. 3 months later, I got a job offer. Double my old salary, same coordinates, different rig number, rig 23. I deleted the email. At 3:47 a.m. that night, my phone rang. Unknown number, I answered. A voice whispered, "You still belong to us." And that's the story of the last shift on Rig 17. If that unsettled you, good. That means it worked. If you enjoy strange, dark, and mysterious stories like this one, make sure you subscribe to Story Vault. We release brand new horror and mystery stories every week. And if you ever get a job offer that pays too well, don't take it.